system in America is broken, college is unaffordable, and entire generations of students are facing crippling student loan debt, until their 30s or 40s.
The third thing I think we're doing is hunger. We don't have enough food to feed our people in our country, and all of those are interwoven with social issues and money that's needed from the government to help solve all three of those issues.
Well, I think the first problem would probably be our broken global economy. The fact that the middle class is sort of disappearing, and yet everyone seems to think that they're middle class, and yet in America the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, and it's causing this issue where our economy is really unstable, and it affects sort of in ripples. It affects joblessness, sort of security of just like our national wealth, and I think that our sort of economic class system is changing in a way that makes the future seem really unknown.
I think that one of the main problems is like people are spending too much time protesting, and I mean it never does anything. Just look at the news coverage. But like instead of protesting, I think people need to just go out there and try to be the change instead of say they want the change.
The environment, because of Donald Trump putting a gag order on the EPA and then stripping a lot of the current environmental laws that are in place to safeguard society. Like he removed all carbon emission requirements for cities, so now cities can produce as much carbon as they want. And scientifically, there's a 95% chance that human carbon is linked to global warming, but people say that environmental, like the 1 to 5% equals 100% not real, which is not true.
One would have to be social media, just as a whole. It's awful. Why does your Facebook have to be a platform for you to stand on this, like a soapbox and like rant about, and then somehow it turns into like a big controversial fight and divides everyone on every topic possible. So yeah.
I think we have a lot of issues with like racial tension and minorities in general. So like maybe like women and other racial minority groups, I think would be a really big issue in our country, a hot button topic. I think another issue that I'm passionate about would be women's reproductive rights. And then, I do believe in like environmental conservation.
Our biggest problems that the United States face today is war, poverty, and religious conflict.
The first major issue in our country right now is immigration. Number two, I would say, would be like the healthcare sort of stuff, like repealing Obamacare, keeping Obamacare, and number three, climate change.
I don't know if this country thing is a worldwide thing of our oversensitivity towards any opinion that is not our own.
Okay. What are examples of that?
How no one can have any opinion at all anymore because it offends someone in some way, shape, or manner, and you can't speak it because I'm offended in some way.
Okay. The climate change. Yeah, that after watching the video, yeah, we need to consider that. And the negative part is that Donald Trump, president, he's kind of pushing it aside and he doesn't want it. That if we are seeing a change in the climate, then that's a reality. And you cannot just avoid reality. You need to think of, and not to be skeptic about it and say that, oh, it doesn't matter. No, but it is happening. So I think that's the negative of what he's doing.
It's not only our breathing that we are causing carbon dioxide, it's the everyday transportation and going in cars and stuff, that is causing a lot of pollution. It's not just everyday breathing. And he gave statistics on that in the video. That was, I thought, was a little childish. He gave the statistics, but that's an everyday breathing. I mean, that's common sense. Any child can answer that. But look at all the, because of the population and because of the traffic, I think it's causing more pollution than just regular breathing.
How much do you think the media influences your opinion? on world issues?
Oh, I think it heavily does, because for the most part, especially in today's world, we just look to the media for the view of the world, because that's how we access it. We don't know firsthand what is truth and what is being fed to us.
Number one for me is our educational system. The educational gaps that I see working in the educational field are alarming. I work with kids on a daily basis, and there are many gaps educationally on many levels. Social media and news, I believe that they distribute information at such a rapid rate that it has impact on things such as education, business, law enforcement, cyberbullying, and the public's privacy. And my last one is America's relationships with foreign countries such as China, Syria, and Russia. There's been a lot of news coverage about conflicts occurring, talks of war and retaliation, and my concern is how this would affect our economy here in America.
Nowadays, it's not about protecting the environment, it's about making money, because apparently money is power, and solar energy doesn't make money, but using foreign energy like coal and oil and all that stuff makes lots of money actually, but also creates lots of pollution and problems with our society.
I believe a top issue facing our country is global warming. Often I see everybody talking about global warming, but nobody taking action to help the situation. Another issue facing our country is our relationship with other countries, and it is not very good. Often we just don't get along with other countries that well. Another issue facing our country would be some of our president's decisions in fixing situations, and it is he doesn't really plan out he doesn't think how his decisions will affect everybody else before he actually makes them.
The first thing would be the amount of crime. They have a lot of propositions and SB bills that reduce the punishments for crime, and I think it's something they need to address. The second thing would be gun control. They're taking away our rights to protect our families, and they're taking away our rights to protect ourselves against criminals that have access to any guns they want. And the third thing would be the economy. The deficit increases every year. There's government waste. We're taxed on everything here in California. They need to address the pensions and salaries, and they just need to get their budget under control.